You're still watching Morning Rush here. We're going to get into a conversation about herbal medicine this morning, and Dr. Prince OSEI will be joining us via Zoom for this conversation. And he's the Vice President of the Ghana Association of Medical Herbalists and also the head of Herbal Medicine Unit at the Nsawam Government Hospital. And so I will get him on Zoom right away and speak to him as we continue our conversation from last week about herbal medicine. All right, so if we've got him on Zoom, let's get right into it. Dr. Prince OSEI, good morning and welcome. How are you doing? Hello, Doc. Okay, so Doc would have to unmute himself there so we can hear him clearly. Hello, Doc. Good morning.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
It's better. It's okay now. Welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Oh, very well, Desi. How are you too?
I'm okay. Now, the conversation that we started last week, I think we ended at the bit where we're talking about why a lot of these people who are into herbal medicine say that, one drug can cure a lot of, sicknesses and all that.
Yeah.
But for the people who take them, are they aware of, what the content of, a herbal drug is? Do they read about, or do you think that they just go for it without, any proper research into what this herbal drug contains and the effects it could have on me?
Yeah, Desmond, thank you very much. It's not just about herbal medicine. It's about medicine in general. Ghanaians mostly don't read about medicine, and I believe in our subsequent conversation, in our next conversations, we can be having some conversation about the patient's rights and all that. Some patients think the doctors are supreme in a way. So when they come to the hospital, instead of them to ask questions about their health, they mostly don't ask. They think the doctors may get angry or not respond well to them and all that. And it has gone into all aspects of our health system. People just go to the pharmacy, get medicine over the counter and start taking without knowing the consequences and all that. For herbal medicine, because it's readily available, that has made it very common for people to abuse. You go to your backyard, you can pick some common herbs, just come to your house to prepare and take. And that is quite worrying for us, the professionals, because if someone takes that and suffers any consequences, it will be blamed on herbal medicine. But self-medication, as we know in general, is not good. So that's why last week I mentioned that whenever you need to take herbal medicine, make sure that you are getting it from the right source, from the right prescriber, and that is, you'll be good to go in that area. Let's take this typical example. Those of us who have cassava plant in our yard, in our backyard and all that, you see that sometimes it develops this whitish substance on the leaves. Those whitish substance, it can be very carcinogen. It's very carcinogen, meaning it can cause cancer if you consume it. So these things, if you take any herbs and you don't know how to prepare it, and you don't know how to go about it, and you just go in and harvest it and take it, you may end up causing harm than good to yourself. Though herbal medicine is good in general, if you don't use it well, you have their consequences. So we need to be very mindful. Whenever you purchase any medicine, look at the indication, look at the dosages that has been written on it, because those are the ones that have been approved by FDA. FDA has known that if you take 30 ml of, let's say, any herbal concoction or whatever you've bought, maybe this and this and this is what will happen to your system. So when you follow that procedure, that will be much better than you taking the dosage in any way that you want. That's it.
And on the back of that, as the vice president of this association, have you found it difficult to find out everybody who is into herbal medicine and all that, or what's been the challenge actually trying to sort it out and see that this person is doing the right thing and is part of an association or needs to be part of an association, and those who are doing it the wrong way, what is happening to them also?
Okay. Herbal medicine industry is quite big.
Mm.
We have the indigenous practitioners, those who mostly learn it as trade. Let's say someone's father used to do herbal medicine and he taught him, and now he is also practicing herbal medicine. Some say they had a dream and they saw some herbs and all that, and they are also practicing herbal medicine. But for our association, that's the Association of Medical Herbalists, that's the only professional association in Ghana here. If I say professional, I mean that those who have been trained in the formal education sector. So our training system is just like the medical officer, just that we use herbal medicine in delivering in giving to our in prescribing our medications.
Mm.
We use herbal medicine by the diagnosis, the history taking, and everything is just like visiting any orthodox practitioner, and we believe in the pathophysiology of conditions and all that. But I can't say same for most of the indigenous practitioners. Most of these quackery in herbal medicine and all that, some of them are not even registered with any association because there are several herbal medicine associations. I know the indigenous practitioners have their own associations. I know of the GAFTRAM, I know of the traditional faith healers and all that. So all of them day in, day out, they have this CPD, that's continuous professional development and all that, the council teaches them how to go about things and all that. So most of the indigenous practitioners now understand the medicine part of herbal. Let me put it that way, because some people just know the herbs. They don't really understand the pathophysiology of conditions. They don't really understand what goes in if someone takes the herbal medicine and all that. But with time, things are changing. But what I can say for now is if you're a Ghanaian and you want the best herbal medicine, what I know with the medical herbalists, I know the medical herbalists are mostly, not mostly, generally trained in KNUST, and we have the expertise when it comes to herbal medicine practice. So when you visit any herbal hospital, or when you visit any hospital and you want herbal medicine services, you can ask whether the practitioner is a medical herbalist. You can inquire. As I said earlier on, we don't ask questions. We don't even know the qualifications of the practitioner who is attending to us and all that. People claim so many things without having any qualification. So we need to ask questions when we go to any hospital. We need to probe further to find out who is actually taking care of us. And if it's a medical herbalist, I can assure you that you are in a safe hand. But I wouldn't say same for the others, because the quackery in herbal medicine is getting way out of hand, and we need to curb it in that area. So the Ghanaian is let me say, you are the first point when it comes to your health. So you need to ask questions pertaining to your health and all that. You don't just believe whatever you hear out there and think that is the way to go. So we should ask questions when we visit any hospital, and we will get the best out of herbal medicine.
Great stuff there. Now back to the patients and how we take drugs, right? So some people go to the hospital that I am not feeling well, okay, let me take malaria for example. So they go to the hospital that they're being tested positive for malaria, they're given drugs, and then they come home and they go for the neem tree and now they do that on the side. Is it advisable? Is it a good practice to be taking medicine from the orthodox medicine and then doing the herbal one at home and doing that together?
Taking orthodox and herbal in a large extent is safe, but if you don't take it well, you may have complications, because some of the orthodox medicines interact with herbal medicine, and we should bear in mind that about 70% of orthodox medicines originate from herbal medicine. So most of the orthodox medicines that you see out there, the origin of the the orthodox medicine is from herbal medicine. So if you are taking any orthodox medicine and you need to add a herbal medicine to it, you need to consult with a herbal expert who also knows about orthodox medicine, and that I will say again is the medical herbalist, because our training is such that we learn both orthodox and herbal medicine. So we'll be able to advise you well whether you can take an orthodox medicine and a herbal medicine together without having any drug herb interaction, because drug herb interaction is something that really happens. Even we have drug interaction. We have orthodox drug and orthodox drugs interacting. We have herbal drugs and orthodox drugs interacting. And we have even herbal drugs and food interacting. So there are certain things that you need to know when it comes to taking herbal medicine, especially together with orthodox medicine. That's why I feel herbal medicine shouldn't be left to people who don't really know much about the trends of modern medicine and orthodox medicine and the likes.
Mm-hmm.
Because not even that, anybody who visits, mostly everybody who visits a herbal hospital might be using orthodox medicine at a point. Take people with hypertension, diabetes, who are on orthodox medicine. At my end at Insawam, I have a lot of people coming in on orthodox medicine and they want to switch to herbal medicine. Maybe they are hypertensive and they are taking orthodox medicine, but maybe due to the side effects and other things, they want to use herbal medicine because comparatively that is safe and all that. But if the person doesn't get the right direction, the person may end up causing the BP to go high or may have some interaction with the herbal medicine. That's why I am advocating, or I'm pleading with Ghanaians, that when it comes to herbal medicine, we don't just say that because it's safe, we can just go to our backyard, pluck some leaves, come home and prepare. You may know the herbs, but then you don't know what it will do when it gets into your system. The pharmacodynamics and pharmacokinetics of these herbs are not mostly known by the indigenous practitioner or the layman. So you need to understand whatever you are taking in, what it's going to do in your system, how your liver is going to metabolize it, how it's going to be excreted from your body. So you need to know all this before you take any herbal medicine. So I wouldn't advise that when you go to the hospital and you are given orthodox medicine, you come home and add your own herbal medicine. As we are advocating that self-medication in orthodox medicine is bad, the same applies to herbal medicine. We shouldn't think that herbal medicine is entirely safe, though to some extent it's quite safe, but we don't have to think that it's entirely safe, that it wouldn't have any effect on our system. It may cause some complications if we don't take it well. So we always need to consult with the experts. Yeah. So
Okay.
when it comes to that, I think the expert will help in that. Yeah.
Great, Doc. This is a very important bit for myself and a lot of young men out there, because many a times we wake up.
I know where you are going. You are producer.
Definitely, I was going to come to that. That it has become a thing that on the streets you see a lot of people selling all sorts of things, all sort of concoctions, all in the name of sexual enhancement. You can work over this period in bed and all of these things, and a lot of people are falling for it. Is it really that way, or we are harming ourselves?
We are definitely harming ourselves. The increase in kidney conditions and all that, I will blame that as one of the causes. Because and it's funny how when it happens that way, the orthodox side of medicine sees it as herbal medicine causes kidney disease. When I see those headlines, I get a bit infuriated, because if someone goes to the wayside vendor to purchase herbal medicines and there is a complication, why generalize it? Because there are some herbal medicines which are safe and all that. So we don't have to generalize. If I take para and I have complications, do we say that orthodox medicine in general causes kidney problem? You can't say that. So we shouldn't generalize it. As I always say, the practice of herbal medicine has to do more with the practitioner than the herbs. The herbs works, but then if whoever is giving to you doesn't know what it entails, what goes in and all that, it may end up being a poison in your hand. So if you don't take it the right way, you may end up causing harm to yourself. With the aphrodisiac bait, people want to excite themselves, people want to please women and all that. There is nothing wrong about that, but make sure that whatever you're taking is something that wouldn't cause any effect in the future. Imagine you satisfying someone and at the end you suffering the consequences. It's not right in any way. So we need to, if you want to take herbal medicine, be it aphrodisiac, be it for any other thing, you need to still see the expert. We don't have to think that herbal medicine is safe and we can just use it like that. You need to always know where you are getting your herbal medicines from, who is prescribing it for you, the dosages. Has it been tested? Has it been researched into and all that? You go online and there are so many things about herbal medicines, the use and all that. So we can read about it. Sometimes you take a herbal medicine and you are asked to take 1 cup. How do we measure a cup? Because a cup for me might be different from a cup for someone. So we need to know all these dynamics when it comes to herbal medicine. So I wouldn't advise that people go to the wayside vendors. And the FDA too is doing well. Of late, I heard some arrests being made in Circle and all that of these vendors and all that, because there is no law in Ghana that permits anyone to sell any form of medicine, be it herbal medicine, be it orthodox medicine, in a trotro, by the wayside, in the street like that. There is no law that permits that. But once again, we are in Ghana and things happen. But what I can tell the Ghanaian is your health is your priority and you need to take care of your health. The FDA is doing their bit, the TMPC is doing their bit, but you are the ultimate consumer of the herbal medicine. You can decide where to get the best herbal medicine. So we don't need to be coerced into all these things, people claiming all sort of things. We don't need to fall for a victim for that. So we need to make the right choices when it comes to herbal medicine.
All right, so Doc, thank you very much for clarifying that for us, because Charlie, just Dr. Prince, say thank you so much this morning.
Thank you very much.
You talking to us this morning. So Dr. Prince is the Vice President for Ghana Association of Medical Herbalists, and taking us through some of the things that we need to know about herbal medicine and all that. Charlie, it's not easy. You walk through town and every time, what you hear is about sexual weakness, everyday sexual weakness. Why? Oh. Anyway,